Love you all. Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. This is your love hour right before happy hour, sponsored by Florida Love. Join us each week as we spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love. Now, back to spreading love.
This is for you, Kenny. It's the Florida Love Show, paying love forward is the theme. It's the Florida Love Show, hosted by Kenny and his dream. Every special guest brings their love to the set, and the interview flies, it all comes alive like a duet. He wears many hearts, so he has a very special side. In the Brooklyn Cafe, it's a big love buffet. With roses galore, and you are adored. Come take a bouquet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Shine your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Love this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Give the gift of love and pay it forward and go. Give a kiss, give a hug. It's the Florida Love Show. Love you, Kenny.
Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. That was Sharon, my Florida Love Show singer, singing the Florida Love theme song. And Sharon is back from vacation, so I love that Sharon is back. She's going to be singing all day today. I'm so excited. And so this is pure love. This is pure love. So let me give you an example of pure love. Sharon walks in today with a gift for me. And I said, Sharon, I want the surprise. I want the surprise. So this is what love is all about. To give just because, expecting nothing in return. Wow. Sharon, wow, wow, wow. So this is a love everybody mug. This, Sharon, I love you so much, Sharon. a love everybody mug. So this is how, and she gave me a roses bag, which I love, with a heart. Again, what does it take to just give love to someone and say, I love you? So I love you, Sha. So Sha, well, oh, I love you, Dean. Love you, love you, love you, Dean. So Dean's been on the show. Dean's amazing. He's an incredible artist. He teaches children with Hugs and Smiles Children's Foundation. He's incredible. I love you, Dean. Everybody, please keep the comments coming. Please keep the love coming. Let's spread the love today. So, Shaq, come over here because I got you a gift, by the way. Yeah, I know. Isn't it? We're just going to spread the love, right? So this is for you. It's a surprise. So, okay.
Should I open it now?
Yeah, of course.
Here.
It's in a special little compartment.
Angel! Our favorite.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Show everybody.
That's right.
You're my angel, Kenny.
So,
Kenny's my love angel.
and Sharon's my love angel, and Sharon sings like an angel. So see,
Thank you.
how easy is it to just
Love you.
love just because? Just because. So, Karen, I love you. I got a gift for you. And this was for your mom, okay, Martha. So this is for you. So why don't you open it up and show everybody the gift that I got you. Okay, to love you today. And come on the screen. Okay, come on. Come on.
Oh, it's beautiful. Wow, nice. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
So there's some more in there too, you know. Yeah. So what does it take to just love just because?
Wow.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I loved you.
Yeah, I
How
love
did
you,
you
love you,
know?
love you, because I knew. And I also knew Monday when you go into the court and you say your impact statement, you'll be wearing this gorgeous jewelry and know how loved you are.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I love you so much again.
I love you.
Big hug. I love you so much, so much, so much, so much. So
Thank
much.
you.
So we're going to be spreading love today all over the world. And as you see, we've lit 16 candles, like the movie, 16 candles, to do an in loving memory here, to set up an in loving memory. So just to give you an idea of, Karen is my featured guest today, and she'll share about her beautiful son, Gio, in loving memory. So, Karen, I just want you to see this when I hold this up, okay? So Karen's son, I love Gio so much. Gio's short for Giovanni. I love him so much. He's been with me all week, ever since Karen and I met. And Karen and I actually met on Facebook. So how we met was, she commented on the Love Will Keep Us Together group, and I had never seen her comment, so I went to her page, and I saw her picture, and then I saw on top, I saw a grave. And I wrote her, and I said, what happened? And she said, my son was murdered. And I said, well, I want to do an in loving memory to your son on the show, to love your son. I love you, Trutron. I love you, Trutron, so much, Trutron. So Trutron prepares all these amazing posters every week. He's an incredible graphic designer. I love you, Trutron. So Karen's here. This is how God is love. This is how love spreads. I love you so much, Karen. So just to show you guys a little bit, so this is going to be who we're going to be loving today. So this is Karen with her son, Gio. Do you want to tell me where this was, Karen?
That was in Juno Beach.
Juno Beach.
Giovanni loved the water.
Yeah, Giovanni loved the water. He was a Pisces, right?
Yes.
March
March 12th.
March 12th, Pisces.
He was born March 12th, 2005 and died March 12th, 2018.
Yeah, so he was actually murdered on his 13th birthday. Yeah. And you were telling me he had a name like Otter or something? He had a Water Otter 205. So this kid, he's brilliant. He's athletic. He loves soccer. He is just pure love. I mean, just look at him. He's pure love. He actually looks a little like I do when I was young. So I'm so in love with Giovanni and Karen. And so this is together at Juno Beach.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. So what does that bring up for you when you see this?
I miss his hugs. Giovanni gave the best hugs. Everybody would say that Giovanni would just give you those meaningful, loving bear hugs that just made you feel good.
Yeah, it was just like pure love, just hugs. He was your little buddy, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So we're going to talk more about Giovanni, and we're going to love him. So the whole show is dedicated to loving Giovanni today. So we're going to go more into it, Karen. And so today, when I go to pick up my roses at Publix, I give out roses, okay? And after George Floyd passed, I gave out roses to every African American, and I said, I love you. And the news ended up covering it. And I'm just going to show you a few little posters. It's called Roses for Change, and what we do is we do love marches. And this just gives you an idea. I just took all my roses and I gave them to all the African Americans after George Floyd passed, and then the news picked it up. So I'm going to show you now the two newses in a row where they covered Roses for Change. With Roses for Change, we have Days of Love. We've had them at temples, churches, recovery centers, I mean, anywhere. Days of Love, you could even have it outside. Today I was in Publix, I was giving roses just to people at Starbucks, saying I love you. And they lit up and made their day. So that's what it is to give just because. So please play the two newses.
Welcome back. Now at 5:30, who couldn't use a little love right now?
One Pompano Beach businessman is making it his mission to spread love all around by giving out the flower of love to random strangers. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has this heartwarming story.
There's an old song with lyrics that say what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Ken Lerman is living that moment in a movement he created called Roses for Change.
We love you.
The idea for Roses for Change came about after the death of George Floyd and the turmoil that followed.
I felt their pain. And for me, I don't see color. I mean, I see us all as human beings. And we all can love each other. I mean, love is simple.
Ken, who owns his own printing business for 35 years, appropriately named the Happy Printer, decided to spring into action, purchasing dozens of roses he could hand out.
The first thing I did was I went to Whole Foods, and I also went to Publix, and I gave out roses to all the African Americans in the store. And I said, I love you. And they said I love you back. And they said, God bless you. And they said, we need love more now than ever before.
Ken was so moved by the response, he posted pictures on Facebook, receiving 600 likes. Suddenly, Roses for Change on Facebook was born. His followers wanted to join him, buying roses too, and it's now become a movement, spreading love to people of all races. We recently caught up with them in Boca Raton.
I just want to say I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Michelle Bellman, who had never met Ken in person, wanted in on the love train and came out on this day to volunteer.
His message is just of love, and love yourself, and love one another. And he speaks to my soul, and he speaks to me because I love to spread love as well.
Some were skeptical, wondering if there's a catch to these random acts of kindness. But for those who understood it, it meant the world.
I think it's just amazing. This is really, really nice. You're really showing your love. You're taking your time to do this. Just amazing. And the red flowers, forget it. Just bringing brightness to this world. It's much needed. Thank you so much.
Seriously, so sweet.
Can you imagine what a world it would be like if we just all gave roses to each other instead of what's actually going on? Like, to me, that's a way to spread a message. Spread the message of love.
Lucky me, I received my rose. For more information on Roses for Change when they meet every Friday, go on to our website at cbsmiami.com. I'm Lisa Petrillo, Smelling Sweet, CBS 4 News.
We're continuing to bring you inspiring stories from our area about people changing their communities for the better. Tonight, WPTV News Channel 5's Chris Gilmore shares the story of a man on a mission to spread love, one rose at a time.
Roses are red and Ken Lerman's suit is too.
Love you, Anthony.
If you see his bouquets, he has a message for you.
Man, love you, brother.
The 55-year-old loves love.
I love you.
And he now uses roses to let people know it.
No, I love you.
There's some pain behind Lerman's purpose. His Roses for Change campaign began this summer after he and people across the country witnessed the fallout following the death of George Floyd while in police custody.
How can one human being do that to another human being? Like, I was crying when I saw it.
Armed with roses and a message of love, Lerman says he wanted to reach those most affected.
I got to give this to all the African Americans. They're hurting.
His message has since caught on both online and in Palm Beach County, where he regularly shares love and roses to people of all colors. We caught up with Lerman with 100 of his favorite flowers in hand at the Milagro Center in Delray Beach.
A lot of learning goes on every day here in the Milagro Center, but today's lesson consisted of some flowers and 3 words going a long way.
I love you.
I was surprised and I was like, oh, I love you too.
A lot of these teens say it's been a while since they've heard those words directed at them, and even longer since they have been given flowers.
It was kind of weird at first. I was like, roses giving someone flowers. It was kind of weird because I didn't expect that, but it's pretty nice. It's a really nice gesture.
He said, I love you, you stay safe, and told my grandma happy birthday too.
Lerman says he hopes the connection he makes with strangers leaves a lasting impact.
That's my mission every single day, to spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love.
Because maybe all you need is love. In Delray Beach, Chris Gilmore, WPTV News Channel 5.
And you can help us share stories that are inspiring.
Trillo, that was the first news. I love you, Chris Gilmore, that was the second news. So, giving out roses. You know, he said, maybe all you need is love. No, all you need is love. So, love is everything. Love is freedom. So, love is no judgment. Love is no criticism. It's no gossip. It's no anger. It's no resentment. It's no hatred. Oh, I love you, Dean. Love you, love you, love you. So Dean just wrote in, Karen. Karen? Dean just wrote in, love you, Karen. God bless Gio. Love you, Dean. Karen says, love you, love you, love you. So please keep the love coming. Please keep the love coming. So love is no anger, no resentment. Love is no killing. Love is no sex. So, you know, for example, if you want to be in a relationship, don't have sex right away. Love is not sex. Love is making love. So at Florida Love, we're about making love all over the world, spreading love all over the world. So love, what we do here at Florida Love is we spread love in the Florida community and we transform the world with love. So we have that all human beings love each other, that we all love each other. It's possible. We can all love each other. So I'm going to show you well, here's actually what I'm going to do. Happy New Year to all you lovers out there. May you have the most loving 2022 ever. So I'm going to bring you right now to Times Square, 2022. We're bringing in the new year of love. And I'm going to play you one of my favorite bands so we can like rock the love on the Florida Love Show today. So please play that song.
prove she loves another things. All night, every night. So hold tight, oh baby, hold tight. Oh, you say any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. She said any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Kiss it just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born to raise a son in Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. I'll sing
Yeah, don't stop believing. Believe in love. Believe in love. We can all love each other. So life is short, okay? And what are we all waiting for? I could pass right now. So I'm Kenny Love, founder and creator of Florida Love. Florida Love and the Florida Love Show, Roses for Change. Anything having to do with Florida Love is free. It's free because love is free. Anything. And if a penny is given, that's called doing business. Oh yeah, wasn't that a great song? Isn't that amazing, Dean? Rockin', rockin', rockin'. Love you, Dean. Love you, man. Love you. Please keep the comments coming. Please keep the love coming. So, free. Everything is free. And Florida Love is a nonprofit. It's a 501c3. So, Florida Love is about us all loving each other. What are we waiting for? I could pass right now. And I'll tell you, it's 2022 now. It's a new year of love. Love, 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 love. I wish you all the most loving new year ever. And again, life is short. So I'm going to tell you a little about my week this week. First thing I hear is Harry Reid, who was the Senate Majority Leader, I don't know, maybe about a week or two ago, he passed, okay? He helped President Obama passed the Affordable Care Act as Senate Majority Leader. Okay. Now we know COVID is going rampant. I mean, millions and millions with this Omicron. It's wild, and people are passing left and right. So again, life is short. I could pass right now. Next thing is John Madden, one of my football idols, coach, player, everything, passes. Okay. Then Betty White passes just before she's 100 years old, passes. So this has been like my week, and I keep saying to myself, what are we waiting for? Let's all love each other. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you all. Let's all love each other. I love you. I say I love you to everybody. And the world lights up. So life is a choice, okay? It's a choice between F you and I love you. Now, all that stuff I described before, resentment, anger, judgment, gossip, criticism, hatred, violence, killing, that's all poison. That's all F you. That's what you swallow when you go to F you. We have a choice. F you or I love you. I love you. And I love you lights up the world. So we transform the world with love, with I love you. I love you all, each and every one of you, from the bottom of my heart. We're all human beings. We're all the same. We all have blood. We're all the same. We were all babies once. Goo goo gaga. We were all babies once. Babies are pure love. Matter of fact, can I have my phone? I found this out. I did this today. So this is really good. Hey, Google. Are babies pure love? Okay, Google. Are babies pure love?
According to Spirit Button, babies are the purest beings in the world, and the fact that they love so easily and share their love with no discrimination shows that love is the most natural thing in the world.
Yeah, babies are pure love. Love is the most natural thing in the world. So Google taught me that today. And it's true. And we were all babies. So even the most evil person in the world was a baby once. So underneath it all, we're all pure love. So we can all love each other. And so here you go, Slick. So what I'm saying is again, this is my week. Passing, 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 passing. Then I get a call from my barber. 10 years he's been cutting my hair. He's never called me once. Now I own a graphic design and printing company called The Happy Printer. That's what I do for a living. So he calls me up and he goes, "Can you print memorial cards? My father-in-law just passed. It's urgent." we need it, for the funeral. I'm like, this is crazy. Life is short. What are we waiting for? Like, to say I love you. So this is my barber's father-in-law, Ramon Roman Vasquez. I love you, Ramon Roman Vasquez. So then, again, 10 years he's been cutting my hair. I never once got a call. Why does it take a tragedy for us to love each other? Why does it take a 9/11? Why does it take a Surfside? Why does it take a war? Why does it take, what happened at the Capitol? Why does it take a tragedy for us to love each other? Why can't we just love each other? Life is short. So go out and love everyone today. Because again, I could pass right now, you could pass right now, anybody could pass right now. So then after Ramon, I get a call, first a text from my close friend Tina Weiss, and she says to me, matter of fact, I'm going to read it. Let me read what she wrote. Slick, I want to read what Tina wrote me. So Tina writes me, and I was crying. I was crying because all the passing and all the COVID and all the hear about everybody's got COVID, everybody's passing. So here's what Tina wrote. This is on the 29th of December. Good morning, Ken. I have some very sad news that I thought maybe you would like to know about, since you were the influence of me speaking to my dad on your Florida Love Show when he was sick. Unfortunately, he passed yesterday. I'm going to start crying. His name is Arthur, by the way, Arthur Weiss. I love him. I hope you're well, and I hope 2022 brings you everything that you want it to be. So Tina, we did an in loving memory to her dad on the Florida Love Show for Father's Day this past year. So I just want to show you a picture, okay? So this is Tina with her dad, Arthur, and this is her beautiful mom and dad, Arthur and Blossom. That's her mom, Blossom. They called her a bombshell because she was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like Marilyn Monroe, gorgeous. So this is, again, Tina, her dad, her mom, Blossom, and her dad, Arthur. And we just loved Arthur for Father's Day. So we're going to love Arthur today in loving memory. So I want to play a song. And here's the thing. We have groups at Florida Love. We have Love Will Keep Us Together with almost 4,000 people where we just love each other, send hugs and kisses. We have Roses for Change where we give out roses and we say, I love you. We have Love Circle where we get together in person and we say, I love you. We also have Florida Love Dating and Networking, which went from like 1,000 to like 8,500. And if you want to find the man or woman of your dreams, Florida Love Dating and Networking. And again, to be a part of all these groups and to post, it's free. Love is free. And then we have love songs. So love songs, I'm so proud of love songs. Love songs started out with one person months ago. Today, it's over 200,000. 200,000. And it doesn't matter where in the world, a love song, doesn't matter what the language, is a love song. Everybody wants to love and be loved. And life is short, so what are we waiting for? Let's all love each other. So I love you all. I love you all. So I want to play a song because Tina's dad and Tina love Frank Sinatra. So I want to play a song from a little girl who sings on love songs. And this is for Tina and Tina's dad. Please play that song.
In other words,
that's dedicated to Tina and her dad, Arthur. So here they are. So Sharon prepared a special song to love Tina and Arthur. And Tina, I hope you're watching, and if you're not, because I know she was taking a plane from New York, we love you. We love Arthur. Oh my God, Tina. Love you, Tina, so much, Tina. You're welcome. Love you. She wrote, "Thank you so much, Ken, for your kind words and beautiful posters. Love you." Tina, these are presents for you, by the way. I made these for you and for the dad and mom and everybody, you know, for the whole family. Oops. So, to love Arthur, your dad. So Sharon prepared a song to love Arthur, and I love you, Tina. I'm so happy you're watching. Okay, Sharon, take it away.
This is for you and Arthur and Blossom. Traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, to mention, I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway.
Love you, Tina. And our deepest heartfelt condolences, as Sharon said. Love you, Arthur. So the show is dedicated to Arthur. You're with Mitchell right now? Love you, Mitchell. Love you so much. You're welcome, Tina. You're welcome. I love Arthur so much. So this is just so beautiful. Sha, and life is short. Gotta love while.
It's so short. You know, you were talking about Betty White.
Mm-hmm.
She happens to be born on my birthday, which is January 17, and she was turning 100, like you mentioned. I was at Publix the other day, and I saw, you know, the magazine stands, and they had one that said, Betty White turns 100, and there was a whole spread, because they must have published it, didn't even know before she passed, because it was just like that.
Wow.
They were preparing for that. So like you said, life is short, and take advantage of every moment.
Yeah, we only have now. So I want to introduce my featured guest, Karen Sierra Velez, and her beautiful mom and her handsome brother just walked in. Why don't you take off your mask? I would love if you came up, and I would love it if you came up and stood behind Karen and gave her support of her family.
Okay.
I would really love that. I would really love that.
I'm not dressed for this. I'm sorry.
Okay, you look very handsome.
No.
Please take off your mask. Let me tell you, she needs your support. Please.
She has it.
I
She
love
lives
you.
with me. I give it to her.
Please,
I'm not
please,
about this.
please, I love you. Please,
Thank you, sir.
please.
I'm going to grab something from my car and then I'll come back.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I love you. I love you so much. So, Karen, I love you so much, Karen. Martha, I love you so much. So, by the way, Martha, can you come here, please? I have a gift for you.
Really?
Yeah, and you look beautiful in red, by the way, lady in red.
Thank you.
So this is a gift for you, so you can match your daughter.
Okay.
Tell me, why don't you open it up and tell me if you like it?
Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, thank you. I love that.
Give you a hug. I love you.
Thank
I love
you,
you, Martha.
thank you.
I love you, love you, love you.
We all need love.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
do. Yes, we do.
We all need love.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, I love you so much, Martha.
Thank you.
So, Karen, please let everybody know what happened with Giovanni, since this show is dedicated to loving Giovanni. He's with us right now.
Okay, so the Sunday, March 11th, 2018 was the last day Giovanni was alive. I remember my husband and I were greeters at New Life Church in Wellington, Florida, and we showed up to church an hour before the service started to prepare for everybody to come. And my son, I remember my mom bringing my children to church because my husband and I had already been there preparing. My mom brought the children for church, and I remember Giovanni walking in the church building and picking me up by the waist and saying, "Mommy, you're so beautiful, I love you so much." And he was smiling and he was really happy because we were getting ready to celebrate his 13th birthday. So I had set up a paintball shooting event for him and his friends. So after church, we got pizza
and we chaperoned some children to go to the paintball shooting, and we spent a couple hours at the Loxahatchee range, and then my mom was waiting for us in downtown at the Gardens, because that's where we had first stopped to chaperone Giovanni's friend. Travis rode in the car with us when we went to shooting, the paintball shooting. And I remember in the car we were talking about Giovanni's university. I asked him if he wanted what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a marine biologist. and he told me, Mom, I want to go away for college because I want to have a dorm experience. So I remember having him just talking about his dreams, his last day alive. And so I had, while my mom and my daughter were waiting for us at downtown at the Gardens, my mom got the birthday cake for us to have at Grimaldi's restaurant, and we showed up after the paintball event, and one of Giovanni's friends that couldn't make it to the paintball was waiting for us to get to downtown at the Gardens. Well, that boy, his brother, his oldest brother, was best friends with my son's killer. And I didn't know who their names were. They were just waiting at downtown at the Gardens, and in my pictures, the killer is in my pictures as well. I had no idea that what was going to happen. The killer had the knife in his backpack that he bought that morning at Publix, and he had watched us celebrate Giovanni's life. I let the killer participate with us at the dinner table, and he like I said, he's in our pictures looking at Giovanni and Dane and his friend Dane, and nobody knew what was on his mind. Elaine Simon, the mother that I allowed Giovanni to go spend the night at, she's a family attorney, so before I made this decision to let my baby boy go spend the night, I took into consideration the words she had said to me. She introduced herself. Hello, Karen. My name is Karen. Hello, Karen. My name is Elaine Simon. I live in Ballard Isles. I'm a family attorney. I have a pool in my house. Your son and my son get along great. And she had said that my son is more than welcome to come over to her house anytime. Elaine Simon was at downtown at the Gardens while we were celebrating Giovanni's last birthday. When we finished celebrating Giovanni's birthday at Grimaldi's, Giovanni was loved, and he hugged the waitress and thanked her for her service. And then when Giovanni asked me to go spend the night at his friend's house.
Here, take mine.
It's good? So when Giovanni had asked me to go spend the night at his friend's house, he's like, Mommy, please, please, I love you. Thank you for making my best birthday ever. Please, Mom, you already talked to the mom. Please, I just want to have fun. Nobody goes to school on their birthday. And yes, it was his birthday the next day on a Monday, March 12, 2018. I gave in to letting my son go because he was so happy that he could spend some time with his best friend, and I wanted to fulfill his birthday wish and grant him his happiness, so I let him go. But I didn't know that the next day Corey Johnson would wait for my son Giovanni to fall asleep, and at 5:18 in the morning, right before he stabbed Giovanni, he took a selfie with him and the knife that he bought. He took a picture of Giovanni sleeping. He took a picture of Dane sleeping. He stabbed Giovanni 49 times and slit his throat open, stabbed Elaine Simon 12 times, and stabbed Dane 32 times. But Elaine and Dane survived. Giovanni died. And that was the worst nightmare that I will ever have to see in my head for the rest of my life. And I don't wish this pain to anybody. Parents, please protect your children, who you're allowing them to go spend the night at, because you never know which friends or which family members could be a killer, a rapist, or a psychopath. And you want to make sure that you're protecting your children's innocence of mind.
Yes, so life is short, and you have no idea. You're sending your son to the posh, right? Posh Palm Beach home. You have no idea that he's going to be murdered, stabbed 49 times. So life is short.
I never knew. I wasn't ready to say goodbye, and I never knew that he was going to die that way. Like, how could you kill a child that way? And especially since Giovanni was love. Giovanni, I have this tattoo on my wrist. It's infinity love for Giovanni, and he's flying high. And then I got another tattoo that my mother is a butterfly because she is beautiful. And Giovanni wrote that in his poem that was read at his funeral. Well, I can say it's been almost 4 years now since this tragedy occurred. I can tell you I am no longer with my husband because of the hate. I'm no longer with my daughter because she was taken away. I am learning to heal all the pain deep inside, and I can only take it 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day at a time.
So I want to play the news. Okay, I put the 3 newses together so people can get an idea. So please play the 3 newses.
Say that a person now in custody stabbed 3 people inside a home in the exclusive Ballin Isles community.
And late this afternoon, we learned one of the victims has died. Let's go straight to News Channel 5's Michelle Casada, who's live at the scene. Michelle?
In the last hour, I've learned the suspect was a guest in the home. He was taken into custody shortly after he barricaded himself in the house on Sunset Bay Lane here in the Ballin Isles community. Now, it's unclear if the homeowner was inside the house at the time this all happened. I spoke to him on the phone today, and he told me he was very shaken up. It's an investigation the Palm Beach Gardens Police Department says has many moving parts. A woman and 2 boys stabbed just before 6 a.m. Monday. One boy died at the home on Sunset Bay Lane. The woman and the other boy taken to the hospital are in serious condition.
There was an email that came to us right away from the community, so I knew about it. And then the morning news, I saw it on the morning news.
Homeowners inside the Ballin Isles community weren't told much about what happened. Palm Beach Gardens police say the suspect was a guest in the home and he and the victims knew each other, but were not related. The home is owned by a couple that also has a listed address in New Jersey. Police say the homeowners are involved, but would not provide any more information.
Incomprehensible to me. I think it maybe is personal. Something else happened. I don't feel unsafe there ever.
The names of everyone involved have not been released yet as police continue their investigation. The suspect is still in police custody but has not been charged as of yet. We will continue to bring you information as it becomes available. Reporting live in Palm Beach Gardens, Michelle Casada, WPTV News Channel 5.
The 17-year-old accused in the deadly stabbing inside the Ballin Isles community will be charged as an adult. A grand jury indicted Corey Johnson on first-degree murder and attempted murder charges today. And our Contact 5 investigator Sam Smink with more on the new development.
Michael, with Johnson to be tried as an adult, he will be transferred to the adult area of the Palm Beach County Jail. We just checked with deputies and he's not there yet. The Jupiter teen could appear in court as early as tomorrow. Earlier this month, police say Johnson stabbed Elaine Simon and her teenage son, Dane Bancroft, while sleeping over at their house. Police say he also stabbed 13-year-old Giovanni Sierra to death. Johnson told investigators he committed the stabbings because of his religious beliefs. Since his arrest, we also learned Johnson was on the FBI's radar for making terroristic threats.
Prosecutors told jurors that Corey Johnson was an outsider full of hate and rage at boys like Giovanni Sierra, who had friends and girlfriends and a happy life. Prosecutors said that Johnson killed not because he was insane, but because he wanted to. Johnson, who was 17 at the time of the murders, did not react when the clerk read the verdict, finding him guilty on 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. He stabbed 13-year-old Giovanni Sierra to death at a Ballin Isles home sleepover in 2018, also attacking another 13-year-old boy and that boy's mother. Johnson had just met Giovanni that night when he tagged along with a friend to Giovanni's birthday dinner. He told detectives he thought Giovanni was a bad person and he wanted to kill him. Giovanni's grandmother hugged prosecutors after the verdict, telling me she was so happy at the results. Prosecutors say jurors were right to conclude Johnson was not insane.
Facts were clear that he knew right from wrong and he just decided to do it anyway.
Johnson's attorney argued he was insane the night he killed one boy and almost had killed the other 2, that he had fallen under the spell of the terrorist group ISIS. But after 5 hours of deliberation, the jury disagreed. And because Corey Johnson was a minor at the time of those killings in 2018, he will not face the death penalty, but possible life in prison. His sentencing is set for January. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.
So what's it like for you to see that, Karen?
I never wanted Giovanni to depart that way. I never saw those news, and I couldn't face all the details of the crime. I miss my child every day, and I'd give anything just to get him back. But I'll never get him back. And it's an awful nightmare that I have to live in my head every day. And it's not fair. Why would you want to create so much hate and to do that to me and my family? And I swear to God, I don't wish this story upon anybody. Please learn how to respect and treat each other with love and compassion, because you never know what someone's going through. And I lost the best love of my life. And I've seen so many hateful people try to destroy me too. So just because my son was murdered, it's not cool to continue making me hurt. And I'm done with the horror scenes and the crimes and the rapings or whatever disgustingness is going on. I just want this to be over with so that I can live and be free again, to let my son rest in peace and to move on from all this pain.
So I love you so much, Karen.
I love you
so
too,
much,
Ken.
And I love Giovanni so much. And I love you, Martha. Love you, Martha. I love you, Sha. So Sha, when she heard all about everything, she prepared a song to love you and Giovanni. So, Sharon.
troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, if happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Love you so much, Karen. Yeah. Yeah, so what does that song?
voice.
Yeah, she does. She does. She's a singer. What does that song mean to you?
Well, to be honest, when Giovanni died on Monday, March 12th, 2018, when I was leaving to go to work and take my daughter to school, there was a blue jay on the fence in front of me, and Giovanni's favorite color was blue. So to me, every time I see a blue jay or I hear about bluebirds, I think of him and I miss him. I miss his sweet smile, his love, and I miss watching him grow up. But I'm comforted because I know I'll be going home to heaven when it's my turn to die. God has a ticket for me already.
You used to sing him that song too, right, Karen?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to show the slideshow of Giovanni so everybody gets an idea of how amazing and loving and special he is. So can you please play the Giovanni slideshow? So, Karen, I love you so much, and I love Giovanni so much, Gio. What's it like to see those memories?
Oh, it reminds me of the precious bond we had, and I'll always cherish the love that we shared inside my heart. And I can't wait to make it home to heaven and feel his arms around me again, and I'll be laughing and playing with him and the angels as well, and we'll be singing and flying all over the world together when our spirits reunite.
Beautiful. So Sharon prepared a song for you and Giovanni to love you.
What's too painful to remember? We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were, the way we were. We love you, Giovanni.
Love you, Giovanni. Love you, Karen. Love you, Martha. Love you, Sharon. So before we end the show, Karen, Giovanni's with us right now. What would you love to say to Giovanni before we end the show?
Thank you, baby boy, for your love and protection from up above. And together again, one day we'll be together again, and he'll be awesome because, like Giovanni said, being friends with me is one heck of a ride because I'm an emotional roller coaster. So Giovanni and I will have a heck of a fun time up in heaven when we are back together again.
Beautiful. So again, I love you so much, Karen.
I love you too,
love
Ken.
You, love you. Love you, Giovanni. Love you, Giovanni. Love you, Martha. Love you, Shaq.
Love you.
Mwah. So
Love
I want
you.
to thank you all for watching the Florida Love Show today. I love you all, each and every one of you. Who can you go out and say I love you to today, or just go out and love today? And as I end every show, who can you give a rose to? I love you. You've been listening to the Florida Love Show, where we've been spreading love in the Florida community. For more information, please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995, or ken@florida-love.com, or on our website, florida-love.com. See you next week, 3 p.m. Friday for the Friday Love Hour. Keep spreading love in your life and have a loving week. Love you all.